Hey everybody, this is Jimmy.
And hey, this is Jeff.
And we are here at our first episode of What's Up in the Waters.
What's Up in the Waters? It's basically a bi-weekly show that we're going to go over everything we've seen at the waters, from the Facebook posts to the parties to conversations, and we'll sprinkle in a little real estate information and mortgage information as we go along.
Yeah, we just want to keep you guys up to speed on what's happening in the neighborhood, share some upcoming events, things that you may not know about, things you want to be involved in.
And maybe a little comedic relief too.
Yeah,
right?
we'll have some fun along the way.
So what's up at the waters? Hey, I'm Jimmy Parsons. I'm the branch manager at Guild Mortgage Company. I've been living in the waters for, I think, over almost 10 years now. Love the neighborhood, love being out here, and actually live right across the street from Jeff on 11100.
And I'm Jeff Dicky. I'm a realtor with New Waters Realty and live and work here in this great neighborhood, sell a lot of homes, and excited to be a part of this to share more about what we're doing here in the neighborhood.
Yeah. So what's up at the waters this week or the last 2 weeks? What do you want to talk about today, Jeff?
So we'll definitely grab some content from Facebook. There's a couple of different pages, mainly the one where people ask questions. Sometimes they just need to borrow a stick of butter or a cup of milk, or they may have a concern or something that's bothering them they may share about.
Right.
And then sometimes they'll ask a question like our friend Josh Moats did this week.
So Josh, you're our favorite post of the week with your question of,
what would you want to see in Pike Road? What kind of business would you want to see? He asked the question, I think he said, let's play a game.
Yeah.
And then people began to comment on that.
Yeah, there were a lot of great answers. I'm going to give you mine.
Okay.
So one of the things I would love to see out here is a golf course. Either 18 holes, 9 holes, even something like a Top Golf would be awesome. A lot of people out here love golf. I even see some neighbors out there doing a little golfing in the buckets every now and then. So my vote goes for some sort of golf place where we can go out there, chip, putt, or even a full 18-hole course.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I did realize in reading the post that people at the waters like food and they like fun. So
That's
you
true.
picked something that was something to do, something fun. I'm gonna go with a nice restaurant for a date night, celebrate the end of a week, an anniversary. So like an upscale dining.
That has great wine, if I had to guess.
That's right.
If we know our neighbors, we know they like wine.
Yeah.
So those are our choices. Hey, comment below on what your choices are, what you would love to see in the waters or even in Pike Road, right?
Yeah.
Moving right along, there's one more thing we wanted to comment on Facebook. What did you see that was very interesting or made you think?
Yeah, so there wasn't a lot of controversy this week on Facebook, but there is always at least one or two of you each week who are leaving your mailbox key in the mailbox when you leave. So it's always funny to see that post on Facebook. There's a key in the mailbox. I guess you're so excited about paying that bill or getting that piece of mail that you just walk off and leave your key. So it's always interesting to see how that happens.
Yeah, you know what my take is? Got to be somebody's teenager.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they can't think, right?
Right,
So they
right.
leave the key in there.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of those, so I understand completely. All right, so Jeff, what is happening over the next couple weeks that the neighborhood needs to know about out here in the waters?
So one of the cool things that we love is the food trucks. And you know, I don't know if you remember, but that started back in COVID when we were getting our food to go and that sort of thing. Well, everyone loved it, and so it stuck. And so every week there's some food trucks that come out, and there's actually a schedule that you can go and see who's coming.
Right.
Speaking of, I know you probably do the food truck thing sometimes, but what's your favorite food
Oh,
truck?
yeah. All right, so I love them all, but my favorite one is the Funky Forte. I love the cheeseburgers, how they put it is so good, so that would get my vote, Funky Forte.
Yeah, they're really good. I'm gonna add to that, I like the Southern Smoke Shack, the barbecue, and they have lots of other things as well. They've been coming out here a long time. You just pull up, walk up, golf cart up to it, put your order in, and the cool thing is you get to hang out with your neighbors while you're waiting for your food.
Absolutely.
Sometimes people will eat at the pavilion, picnic tables, or take it back home.
All right, so let's move into our expertise for a little bit. Jeff, you know, you got your finger on the pulse of the real estate market, especially here in the waters. So what's going on with real estate out here?
Yeah, that's the question I always get to answer is, how is the real estate market? And right now, it's a little different than it was a few years ago. and we'll get to hear from you about interest rates. But things have changed a little bit. We have a lot more sellers in the market than we have buyers. So I've told people recently, the thing you're hearing the most, there's really two phrases. One is price reduction. Sellers are having to lower the price of their home to generate traffic and activity and get an offer. And then you're also seeing back on the market.
As a person that lives out here, one of the things that's on our minds is my home holding its value year over year? What can you speak to about, are the homes out here in the waters holding value or increasing in value?
Absolutely. So I was just working with someone just a few days ago about they're potentially looking at moving out of the area. So we were looking at what their home price would be. And we saw a significant increase in value over the last few years. And so they were really glad that they made the purchase here. They've enjoyed the neighborhood, hate to leave, but they, like I said, maybe moving out of the area.
That's great news.
Yeah.
So you feel comfortable going forward that home values out here in the neighborhood are going to be stable, if not increased.
Absolutely. This development is one of the best in Pike Road, and people are continuing to want to live in Pike Road. And so the Waters is a great place to live because there's so much to do and so much to be a part of. Great community.
Well, hey, if you're out here and you want to know exactly what your home value may be worth, just comment below and we'll get some information out to you.
So speaking of home values, if I'm searching for a home, I need to know what I can spend, kind of looking at my budget, those sort of things. Tell us a little bit about interest rates, what's happening in mortgage world.
That's a great question, Jeff. I get it all the time. What are interest rates? We've been in an inflationary environment for the last couple of years, but it seems like we've peaked and rates are on the cusp of hopefully starting to head back down. Right now, the average mortgage interest rate across America is about 6.75, 6.875 for a conventional loan. Now, the Fed actually has an announcement this week where they may or may not cut rates. They're probably not, but everybody believes rates will be cut in September, which will in turn affect mortgage rates in a downward trend. So things are trending better when it comes to interest rates.
So everybody asks this all the time, and I have my thoughts, and I know you have your thoughts,
Right.
but what is the deal with an election year and waiting to buy a home? How does that play out with interest rates? Do you see that going down because of the election?
That's a great question. I wish we could predict exactly what rates would do based on who gets elected, but we can't. The market, I know for a fact, does not like uncertainty, and there's not going to be a major change one way or another when there's uncertainty out there. The Fed does meet in September before the election, and the Fed signaling that inflation's handled could lower rates. Now, if the market believes that the next president that comes in will actually increase inflation, then you could see a reversal of that. All right, so enough about the real estate market and interest rates. So Jeff, what do we have to look forward to the next couple weeks out here in the neighborhood?
Yeah, let's talk about some fun stuff. First of all, I'm going to look back for just a second.
Okay.
I think this was really cool for kids in the neighborhood. We have a kids club, so there's a lot of activities for kids to be a part of, and they have been super busy this summer. One of the cool things they just did was a young artist gallery. So
Nice.
Any kid in the neighborhood could bring their art up to the office, and then that was on display for the neighbors to come take a look at. But that's not over. They're actually going to take those and they're going to be at the Arts Council building that they're in, and they're going to have those on display this weekend, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah, so you could go see kids' art
That's right.
on display. That's fantastic.
Also, something fun that's coming up. I'm pretty excited about this. I think it's neat. I don't know if you've ever been on a cruise ship where they have like these movies while you're swimming, but we have our own dive-in theater this coming week, right before school starts. Kids, families will be piled in the pool. They're going to be hanging out in the pool and watching Super Mario Brothers.
The theater will actually be in
That's right.
the big pool.
Lucas Point Pool.
Lucas Point Pool, big blow-up movie theater. You can watch it while you're swimming. What a great time.
Lots of fun. It's August the 5th.
So that's what's up at the Waters. So I hope you enjoyed our very first episode. We'll be running these every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Right? And so comment below if you have any certain topics or questions you would like to see us, hit every other week.
Yep. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on What's Up in the Waters.
With Jeff and Dicky.